Yo, welcome back to the Shoe Program. Jay, Mark, what's going on, fellas?
What's going on, man?
Well, good. Good weekend of football. I will say that.
Yes, sir. We got two major things to tackle today, fellas. I believe y'all know Call of Duty Nexus this week. Got a lot of details from that we're going to go over. And we had a massive announcement this morning with GTA 6, massive leaks that dropped. Marv, I know you were the first person to turn us on to this, so if you want to go ahead and start, man, you can go ahead and talk about it.
All right. Well, as if you've been under a rock, basically a hacker hit the Rockstar servers with apparently getting into an employee's credentials and did a massive, and when I say huge, like at least like over 50 plus screenshots, video footage, just mad credentials and source code leaks from Grand Theft Auto 6. So I think as a gaming fan, I'm conflicted because I'm a little bit older now. If I was a teenager, I'm like, oh great, this is awesome. So we get to see things in advance, man. But as an adult and being able to understand the notion of how hard developers and people who have physical jobs work on this stuff, man, and to see that happen, I really, really feel bad, for the people who have been putting in the work on this game. Apparently, I guess this hacker also has ties to, or is the same person that hacked into Uber's source code recently. So it's like a really big, crazy mess. And Take-Two Interactive hasn't said, honestly, one word on it. I will say that DMCA strikes are definitely coming down on people because the same clip that I sent within our chat this morning, and it's no more on Instagram. Probably, I would say, probably not even an hour after that was posted in our chat. So anybody that's content on YouTube, social media, like they're definitely doing a big wipe of that. And I can understand it's probably a huge PR like shitstorm that they have to deal with them trying to basically regulate it. Also, the hacker said that he has the source, or whoever has the source code, and basically they'll trade it back to Take-Two and Rockstar for a 5-figure number.
Wow.
It's really, really bad. It's happened before. I think like an old GTA like online beta or something like that, and Red Dead Redemption 2. So I don't necessarily know what they did back then for it, but this one is really bad because it's like, all right, we actually see like tangible things that this person isn't playing. To speak on just the gameplay, it's intriguing. Not to kind of just ruin it for everyone, but it's supposed to be a Bonnie and Clyde kind of like type of story. That's a protagonist who a chick named, I guess they call her Lucia, and then you have either Jason is the male protagonist's name. So just from clips that I've seen, looks very polished. It plays just like a regular GTA game, I guess with separate elements, as in they're making it seem a little bit more realistic, in my opinion. So like in previous Rockstar games, whereas you have like the weapon wheel and things just appear in your hands with weapons, this time around you have to physically pick up weapons and you can only carry so many weapons. So like from the shots that I've seen, like the male protagonist Jason, he picked up an assault rifle off the ground, but when he put the gun away to switch weapons, he put that on his back and switched to just a pistol that he had, like as a sidearm. So that's going to be real intriguing to see how that goes. Apparently, like collateral that showcases like vehicles in game has leaked with pictures. They've given blueprints on. Apparently, this is supposed to be based off of like Miami. So they gave like a map of the transit system in the game, and apparently somebody online basically mirrored that with the Miami Brickell like transit system, and it literally is like basically identical. So
Wow.
it's truly going to be like, I guess, a rehashing of a modern day Vice City. There's a few elements that they're trying to change and everything, but it's going to be very, very intriguing, man. Very, very intriguing. It played very smooth. I just don't know what they're gonna do from here on out. I feel like either it's gonna be majorly delayed or they may scrap it and start all over. But I have zero clue. This is bad. I feel real bad for these people, man.
I highly doubt it. I agree with you. I do feel bad for the developers. Neil Druckmann, the director and creator of The Last of Us, he put out a tweet saying that he says, to my fellow devs out there affected by the latest leak, know that while it feels overwhelming right now, it'll pass. One day we'll be playing your game, appreciating your craft, and the leaks will be relegated to a footnote on a Wikipedia page. Keep pushing, keep making art. And even though I know a lot of people are kind of have issues with him with the Last of Us stuff.
Oh, I was about to get into that, but I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
I will say that I do think it'll pass. I don't think they're going to shelve this game at all. I do think they're going to have to, definitely the source code and stuff. They're going to figure out how to protect that and from this point on, because what's funny is that being in the film industry is so weird how a lot of stuff could truly get leaked, but a lot of people really don't leak stuff, and they really believe. Either they really believe in the project, they don't want to get fired or get sued. So a lot of stuff we have in our hands, a lot of even the bottom people have a lot of stuff that can be leaked, that could, from script, from photos, from videos, and you really never see it. You really never see it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always in amazement that a lot of stuff doesn't get leaked from the entertainment industry. So this man, and to hear that this was a hacker and putting out all this stuff is just so crazy, because Rockstar has been able to keep pretty much almost everything tight-lipped regarding the development of GTA 6. I will say that from the stuff that I saw, from the leak footage that I saw, this is very freaking early. This is
super.
This is it's really nothing. I like you said, the stuff that you said, Marv, that was pretty cool. It's good to hear, and from the concepts that they're coming up with for this game, sounds pretty interesting. But I actually think this is going to have the opposite effect. That this is actually going to make gamers more excited about it. To be honest, right now, I do just think that you're kind of showing. Magician never always when I'm on set, I everyone wants to. I have people that want to take pictures of everything. I'm like, don't take pictures, because this is we don't want to sell the illusion. We don't want to show you the mechanics of the illusion. And I think showing the mechanics and the source code, and you're seeing a lot of behind the scenes stuff. You see the code all on the interface and stuff like that. You see all the markings and the subtitle. You see all the stuff that from because these are rough videos, and I can see how people could try to criticize it, but you guys got to understand that this is still early in development. This is just the bear. This is the skeleton that we're seeing with a little bit of some of the paint. So
right.
Mm-hmm.
So. But like I said, I think it's going to have the opposite effect. I just think that I think it's going to get gamers more excited, and whoever leaked it, they're going to get the FBI involved in this. I tell you that.
I don't even think it was an employee that leaked. I just really feel like this is what's really going to suck, and I'm going to keep it a being with you, just the reality of situations like this. You got to understand like this. A lot of these game cultures, man, what ended up happening with these developers, man, they've been working from home because of the simple fact of what the pandemic caused. And it's very, very hard for a company to be like, hey, all this stuff and this equipment that we told y'all, that we sent y'all home with, y'all going to have to return all that and come back in the office. Ain't nobody really doing that, man. A lot of these offices ain't shifted that way. So what ended up happening with a lot of these developers, man, they've been allowed to work on stuff from the house because they had no choice but to do that a couple years ago. I'm pretty sure, man, this game didn't just start being developed, bro. Because if you look at the shell of that game, dog, that looks like they already got a pretty solid or decent shell already built, and they just still adding on to it. So, because you got to think about this. I wonder how long it even took for them to get to this point of what we saw in the leak footage. You feel what I'm saying? So, think about this. If you at home under your own VPN, bro, it is nothing for a hacker to probably still break through that versus, okay, these companies, man, they're like a multi-million-dollar business, bro. We not even about to even explain the intricacies of what server they can afford to stick all this data on. That's like the difference between somebody hacking a government employee's laptop or something from the house versus you really trying to hack it from the office. It's two different levels. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Or this hacker may just be that freaking good, whereas they probably just went through the main source and got it. I don't know. Like, it's nasty, though.
Right.
It's crazy. It's also terrifying, too, because this is like, well, ain't nothing say. Only thing I really wish is that, like, hey, hack the games people care about that need to be changed. You know what I'm saying? I was like, hey, this is Grand Theft Auto, man. You need to be hacking, see what's going on with Cyberpunk or whatever, man, and get that fixed. It's all y'all smart and y'all rewriting code and got source code and everything, so it's just crazy. At least do a good service to the community versus ruining it for everybody.
Right. What you think, EJ?
Well, I'm gonna address this first. The hacker asking for 5 figures is doing a disservice to himself. 5 figures, bro. Come on now. If you ain't asking for 6 figures,
220 million.
You must not care if you asking for 5 figures. This will be real. Next, I'm gonna address Neil Druckmann. I don't want to hear nothing you gotta say, so you can just go sit down. I don't care about the leak of the story for The Last of Us, because whoever leaked The Last of Us story did us a service. You did us as fans a service, because that was shit, and that's exactly what the game was. So thank you for whoever leaked that, and I appreciate that. As far as this goes, like, I understand, obviously, and as Marvin pointed out earlier, us being older and understanding what all goes to this and how the developers take their time and stuff doing this, and this is the early stages. I feel bad for them because you never wanted to leak out earlier than what you intend to show the public, like in your first offering. So that truly does suck, and I feel for them. I feel for Rockstar. But I will say this: at the same time, we've waited on this game for like 12 years. So I think the hacker was just like, you know what? I'm tired of this. What they're working on, let's see what they got. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it really does suck, but I do agree with you too, Jay. I think in the long run, this will just help GTA out. There might be some minor changes. I don't know about what Marvin was saying about like the whole game being scrapped, but I could see them going and making certain changes. So like maybe characters, elements, names, stuff like that, just to maybe change it up from what we've seen right now that's come out. But I don't think it'll be too many like drastic changes. I will say at this point, I would have hoped for it to be a little bit further into development, as this being 2022 and that game came out in 2013.
Yeah.
So, they've been working on it for a while. As we've seen with games like Cyberpunk and certain games that have come out recently, take your time and get it right. So, you're already taking your time anyway, but go ahead and continue to do what you're doing and make sure you get it right. This ain't gonna do nothing to for the user, but just make us want the game more, like Jay said. Yeah. So I'm still excited for it. It's looking like this is a 2024 release from what we're seeing right now. So I would tell everybody that sees the leaks, get ready to wait some more, because you still got it over a year probably.
Right.
But yeah, it is what it is. It sucks to suck, but it's gonna do nothing in the long run but help Rockstar. So
we're gonna see.
We also don't know how old these videos are. I don't know. Marv, do you know if these are recent videos, like in development, or
I would have to say they're probably either a year or less old. That's my estimate.
Gotcha.
Would have to be, because shoot, if you think about in the pandemic, they're still developing content for GTA for the current GTA Online series. So it's not like the collateral will be any different. You feel me? So I estimate it's either a year or less or a year and a half or less. Easy.
Gotcha.
There's no indicator of time.
That would bode well for Rockstar if it was like, if this was footage from like a year and a half ago, which means they've gotten a lot further down the pipeline than what we realized. That would be good to us, because that means there's possibly holiday release 2023, possibly.
Right.
If not, like I said, still 2024. But yeah, they still got a lot of work to do. And from what Marv said, like I saw the leak video that came out, it does look cool. Like it's nothing where I would be like, oh my god, what are they doing? Like, this looks just like the last one. You could tell that they made some improvements just based off of like the little stuff that we've seen so far. So
right,
they headed in the right direction. It's just gonna come down to execution on getting the final product out, making sure it's polished correctly, and then making sure GTA Online is ready to go the first day. That's the main thing. We don't need no waiting. We don't need no 2 weeks later. So that's it for me.
Right.
This is gonna be crazy, man. It was crazy. It was crazy. I know. I woke up this morning. I was like, "Wait, what?" I
I
thought. I
mean, I
thought
don't
it was
think
a
we've
myth.
seen anything that major from like a huge gaming studio in a while. Like, I think we've
No.
seen some Call of Duty leaks in the past, but it's been nothing like to this magnitude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
But see, but COD leaks, in my opinion, I feel like those are intentional. So I never really pay that any mind. But GTA leaks, they try to keep that under wraps on most Rockstar games because it's too much, and they're known to shift directions and change things like in the middle of a cycle and tweak. So that's why I say this is a little bit disheartening because it's like I feel like this is something that they really, what we saw is pretty much what it really is, and they're just polishing that and adding a lot more stuff to it. Because I mean, you got to think about it like this: we got pictures of the character, bro, and the character has voices, so that's an even bigger problem. Because okay, you already know how Google is. People gonna take voice audio recordings and basically try to siphon out who the actors are. Then that blows their cover. You know what I'm saying? They're already under NDAs about this. Like it's got like huge collateral effects. And you got to think about this. This stuff can make or break these people's careers. Think about if you was a Marvel. Think about this, Jay or EJ. If y'all got signed to a Marvel movie, right? And it's years down the line of what it is, and they told you not to speak about it, and then somebody just randomly ran up into a studio, found a script with your name on it, and basically blew your cover.
Yeah, not
like,
well.
You ain't get the moment to celebrate it. You don't get
it's
none
not
of that.
that.
Like that's just snatched from you.
It's not just that. It's not just the blown of the cover. It's the criticism. That's the biggest problem. So it's like they blow you. They reveal the shit and then they start criticizing and putting their opinions on it, what they don't like. And the whole time you got a life, you got social media, so you got to read the shit every day. So that's the problem. And like it's like, guys, you wait till you see the final product. Wait till you see it. You know what I'm saying? You're judging something right now, and we tend to do that in social media. Before if something gets leaked, we immediately start judging it. You know, I want to say Black Panther is the same. There's the kind of, but we had issues prior due to Chadwick's passing, which is why we have issues with it. Disney is going a route that a lot of us Marvel fans don't want it to go. So I think we have a valid criticism, but other things where you know you may have script leaks, you know, some things you just got to wait and see how it turns out. And scripts have like multiple drafts, and just like this, the game. We don't know what version it is. We don't know if this is the alpha version. We don't know. There's code all on the screen in the interface. Like we don't know, you know. So people are quick to criticize and why they if you look at the gameplay, the graphics look just like GTA 5, but at the end of the day,
choppy, but they gotta improve it. They gotta probably optimize it for the new engine. It's a lot. So my thing is just like, of course, it's gonna look like what it is because they gotta build the shell of it. Now, what they're gonna do with that, I have zero clue. So I'm not gonna criticize nothing. It's the same thing with Halo. Halo came out and looked nuts. And the reason why they got killed was because you went to a game show with that. But like this, nobody knew about this. No, we just heard rumors about this. We ain't know what it looked like, what anything was. And now somebody then basically been like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just go see it anyway, which is just kind of foul. So it's like people ruin. It's like then if you think about how marketing works and how people's attention spans work, man, like it's just not fair to the devs, man, because they lost that moment. So now they're gonna have to get that back. They got to get that back. And then if they really cool, they're going to have to use PR in order to kind of like market themselves and make light of this thing that we not going to forget. Because ain't nobody going to forget this happened.
But here's my thing. And that's why I say, though, I don't think this is a huge negative. And this is, my thing is this is actually a huge positive because it puts first of all, they got free PR right now. Yeah. I think the only thing that they really need to worry about is security. Security. Right. I think that's the only thing they need to worry about right now because that's the biggest problem that came out of this is that someone was able to hack them. But I think this is some big PR, some big free press, and it's just like I said before, it's just going to make gamers excited. It's just putting when we see the final trailer, people are going to be like, I see. I'm just saying I think this is actually going to be a positive. So. Yeah, they need to figure out how it's so easy. You're a multi-billion-dollar company because GTA 5 is the best-selling game of all time, and y'all made billions of dollars off this game. So ain't no reason why somebody should be able to come up in there and hack y'all shit. So y'all need to figure that out.
That was very, 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 very bad. But I don't know. We'll see. I feel like this ain't gonna be the last of the reports on this stuff.
The
Oh,
only
we'll
negative
hear.
I can see, the only negative I can see coming out of this is if somehow, and I don't think this is possible because I'm pretty sure 98% this is old footage, but if somehow the game comes out and it doesn't look different from GTA 5, like as far as like character models, the way it plays, stuff like that, like they're gonna have to do a Marvin said and just keep layering stuff on top of this and continue to make it better because the
Yeah,
game looks and feels just like what we've seen.
it's the same
That's a
engine.
negative.
I
That's a
don't think it's a
negative.
different engine. If I don't hear anything about a new engine being used, I'm gonna be like, okay, so it's gonna make it look better. It's been the same engine you all have past 15 years. So no
Yeah.
way.
So
Right.
that I can see being a negative, but we'll just have to wait and see on that.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Crazy out here, man.
Yep. But fellas, let's move into what the bulk of the episode is going to be about, and this is something that we've all been talking about for a minute. Call of Duty Next was this week. I know Jay, you had a chance to watch it live, correct? You did a live
Yes,
stream
I
on this
did.
week.
Yes, I
Yes.
did.
I was at work, so I didn't get a chance to actually watch it 100%. I got a chance to see certain things.
I saw it.
Go ahead, Mark.
I said I saw it.
Oh, okay. Well, both of y'all saw it. I was at work, so I only caught like a couple screenshots I sent y'all. But I'm gonna give you just a quick backstory. I know me and Marv have been playing Call of Duty since college for 100%. So I was never really one to play war games, honestly, until Modern Warfare came out. And I remember when Modern Warfare came out, it was pretty fire. But then when Modern Warfare 2 came out, they like shut it down. Like they were put on the map, at least for me, in terms of playing games like that. So them going back and doing Modern Warfare 2 is special for me because it kind of got me into the whole Modern Warfare Call of Duty world. And then just for us, like me and Jay, when we picked up 2019 Modern Warfare, that brought me back into Call of Duty. So for them to go back, do a sequel to that, to the 2019 version, it looks like it's going to be a good game, but I'm going to go ahead and let y'all take it away and then we'll hop into it. But Marv, what were your initial thoughts on everything?
Promising, but I know the community is going to kill it. Very promising. So, from a graphics point of view, I think once they optimize and get that worked out, especially with consoles and figuring out what they're going to do, I feel like it's just going to look like any other COD. I feel like it's going to be probably some kind of slight movement into a direction on graphics. I know everyone's always expecting it to just be blown out the park with graphics, but I'm like, dude, just in general, Call of Duty graphics have never really just been like super fire. That's never been the focal point of that game or anything of that nature. Battlefield is more like that if you just dead set on graphics. But the thing is that, you know, that's not really, in my opinion, at the top of the priority list for most people in the COD community. They care and they complain, but I'm just like, you all still keep playing the game, so that's clearly not a huge interest to you. I think this is going to be the Call of Duty that is going to get a lot of criticism because it is the first one that we see before they go onto a hiatus of making the game. And then also, this is one that is made completely outside, in my opinion, of the pandemic. Most of it. So it's kind of like, in a sense, you can't have excuses that you had with Vanguard and Cold War, where it's just like, oh, well, we got to make a game and we got to make it under these circumstances, and we just putting something to put something out. So far, what I've seen mechanics wise, it plays clean. I think for me, I like it. A lot of people are killing it right now because they hate the perk system. And, you know, in my opinion, just what I've realized with COD players and like serious COD fanboys, there's no pleasing them. All the stuff they want in the game is basically everything, in my opinion, that made COD janky in the first place. Like, they want incredibly fast gameplay. They want a super quick time to kill. And I'm just like, that was never COD, in my opinion. It's always been an arcade shooter. Warfare had like if you go back and play Modern Warfare, and you go back and play Modern Warfare 2019, right? It's two completely different games. Different games. I think this one, I'm really intrigued to see how this DMZ mode is, because that to me is a highlight. I like Escape from Tarkov and games like that. So a looter shooter and putting that in COD is going to be very, very intriguing to see how that plays out. Warzone, you all know I'm not a fan of Warzone, so Warzone 2 does look, honestly, I think Warzone 2 looks, in my opinion right now, very rough. Very, very rough.
Why you say that?
So, like small mechanics, like graphics wise, it seemed like a little, I don't know, different. The looting system is very annoying. Like in regular Warzone, you just run over things, you pick things up, you choose what you pick up off the ground. This one, you actually have like a satchel, so you have to choose what to keep and what to give away. You can't just carry things unlimited. It's like you got only a certain amount of space in order to carry things. So it makes Warzone play slower, which a lot of people ain't gonna like. It plays like an actual like battle royale. There is no loadouts. There's a way to kind of, in a sense, make loadouts by buying weapons and you buying attachments to it, but nobody likes that. The whole point of Warzone, what made Warzone is the fact that you can take whatever guns you leveled up into Warzone and try it out on people. That's where you have the whole term of people talking about the meta and all that jazz, right? So that's that. The concept of the circle, instead of it being one circle towards the end, it's 3 circles and they all converge into one. So imagine, okay, you got to get to a safe zone, but it's 3 different safe zones.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not one big universal one. So it's like, okay, it makes people get split off and it makes you strategize a little bit better. And I just feel like that's not going to be received well. Because like I say, once people get stuck in their own ways on COD, they don't want to change and they're going to complain. So it's going to be interesting to see how people respond to it, in my opinion.
I actually think the 3 circles is actually innovative. And I think, I do agree. I think people are probably not going to like that, but they're going to deal with it because I think it's something new. But I like that the fact that there's going to be 3 circles, and to me, I think the reason why, and I said this in my live Twitch as well, I think the reason why they're doing that is to get the games done a little bit faster, because I think that's why, a lot of people. What's the name of that small map that everyone likes to play?
Newtown, probably. I don't know.
Not
Shipyard.
No, of Warzone map.
You're not talking about. That's a good question, Jay, because Greg plays it all the time. So exactly what it is. Yeah.
Rebirth Island or something like that. I don't know.
Rebirth Island. That's what it is.
Rebirth. Yeah.
So a lot of players, especially Greg and his other friends that play Call of Duty with him, they love the Rebirth Island because it was very quick. They didn't like the long. The long fight that you had to have in the regular in Verdansk.
Right.
And I think what this does is it makes the match go a little bit faster, knowing that you have 3 circles, and it to me, what it does, it increases the contact with other teams, and that makes the match, that makes the match go down quicker. So I think people get used to it, I think that's a good thing in the sense that that's what gamers are looking for, especially with a bigger map now. So I actually gave them a plus for that. I actually like that. I think that's a very innovative idea. I will say about the customization though, for me, I think the customization options are pretty cool. I think they're calling it the Loadout 2.0 system. So it's all it is just other ways to customize the gear. But it's something that you're pretty much going to have to. We're pretty much going to have to kind of fool around with when we get to see it. I mean, when we get to actually put our hands on it.
I like it. I like the gunsmith. Right.
The swimming, I will tell you that. I will say they kept talking about being able to swim. I think we were able to swim now. I think it's kind of stupid that we fall in the water and we just instantly die. Like, that's fucking stupid. We playing Marines. It's stuff like soldiers.
That was very weird.
Right. That didn't make sense to me. So I'm glad that we were able to do that. I will say, one of the biggest things I didn't like, was the fact that I don't think the graphics, and you touched on this, I don't think the graphics have improved that much. Even when they kept showing off the swimming, and you were able to go into the water, that water looked terrible. I've seen better water in games, and I just don't think the graphics are going to have improved much. And to be honest, I don't know if a lot of gamers are even going to care about that. If it looks remotely like Vanguard or Cold War or Modern Warfare 2019, I think it's acceptable to them. But I just don't think the graphics look good. But maybe this is you're watching a stream of pre-rendered video or whatever, so you may not be seeing the true
I watch betas.
Fidelity.
I watch people play the beta. The thing is that top players don't care about that. They care about gameplay. Like, players are like the equivalent of 2K players, like dead serious. Like when it comes to like, hey, what they were willing to accept and what they want in a game versus what they get, and them consistently buying and giving these companies money. Like it's the same thing. It's an addiction. It's almost like you trying to go to a drug dealer and get a better drug, and they keep giving you mid. Like that's just what it is. And now I'm going to sit up and say, is this mid graphics wise? Of course. But my thing is that the gameplay is what people come to Call of Duty for. And that's just what it is. I wish they would talk about graphics and, you know, get onto that, but no one cares, man. They're not going to make a hoopla about that. They're too worried about perks. They're too worried about gameplay, multiplayer, leveling up, and wanting to be top dog above everybody, and everybody being able to stream and make content. That's what Call of Duty is basically built for. The game for streamers is what pays most people on YouTube. No other game franchise, in my opinion, being played is giving people an opportunity to be able to make money besides COD like that. Then like maybe Fortnite, Overwatch, you know what I'm saying?
2K,
Apex and things of that nature. 2K as well. But that's just what it is. It's quick. It's quick plays. We want to be able to get content, and we want mechanics to be able to make that be successful and entertaining for our viewers. That's all they care about. So they're going to gear that towards them. These guys got these gaming PCs, so they can magnify the graphics cards out and be able to trick the system and so forth. But so far, the console player, it's not so much. That's just what it's going to be, and you either get what you get and keep it pushing, or you know, you stop buying, and then maybe they might listen. But even me, I care about graphics, but at the end of the day, I'm like, man, is the game even worthwhile? Like, I don't care if the graphics are fire and then the mechanics are trash. So it is what it is. Me personally, I think I'm more intrigued to play this just to see how it plays as a new COD versus hearing everybody whine about what it's going to be. I'm at least try it out. I don't know. I've seen way worse and been given way worse. I know I wasn't going to play Vanguard and Cold War. So when they weren't going to get my money.
Well, let me say this real quick, Jay, before you finish. The graphics aren't as bad as y'all making it seem. Like there's games with a lot worse graphics. I can tell you what.
Oh, of course.
What's Cam's game, Jay?
Was it Insurgency? Sandstorm Insurgency.
I actually look for the stream that I rewatched when I got home that evening. The graphics on Warzone didn't look terrible to me. They actually looked a little bit better than the Warzone we're playing right now. So, like Mark said, if the gameplay is there, the bump in graphics, the little bump that I've seen so far in graphics that they've gone up to is fine for me. I just want to see how the new game plays with the 3 circles and everything like that. But I mean, I'm invested, so I'm in. There was a feature I saw, and y'all can probably explain it more because I didn't get a chance to see all of it. But I heard something about like third-person mode in.
Yes, they've had that before.
Was it multiplayer or is it Warzone? Which one is it? Is it both?
It's multiplaer. They've had third player mode on in older CODs, and I played it, but it wasn't really popular back then, to be honest. My thing is that it's cool. It's just like I don't see nothing wrong with it. I think it's something new. I think the another downside I will say about what I saw is spectating mode looks ridiculous. It looks nuts. I don't like spectating mode. Because it's like basically when you do spectator mode, you know how like you can see like people running around in Warzone and all that jazz? Like that ain't the case no more. It's like you get this over the shoulder look at like what they're doing. It looks weird because like a camera, it's like imagine when you die and you start spectating somebody, it goes to a body cam. That's what it is. And it looks terrible. I'm just gonna be honest with you. So that's one thing I didn't like. Other than that, I'm just going to be intrigued. There's no more slide canceling. So, to all those people out there who swear by it and the professional guys who are trying to make clips, I know they're pretty much, are pissed off about that. I don't really care too much about it. I think with this card, what's going to be interesting is seeing people have to somewhat slow down to play. The thing I didn't like about Modern Warfare 2019, it seemed like literally every time I spawned, I would die in 2 seconds. So that means the game's moving too fast. And then especially on maps like Shipyard, where literally I can sit there and watch people spawn and memorize where the spawn points are on the map and basically just gun down somebody consistently every time they spawn. Like, I don't like that. Versus in this one, how they're doing is that there's no instant spawns. You actually get to choose and see yourself spawn in. Like, it's a little bit different. So I dig the changes. I think the biggest thing I'm going to be intrigued by is the gunsmith and how that plays out with level progression with guns and seeing people create new things and having to diversify their gameplay to figure things out. Like, that's going to be interesting to see. But I'll say so far, I'm intrigued.
Let me touch on
I'm
some
intrigued
of
at the buy.
Let me touch on some other things that I think you'd even be more intrigued to buy it, because I think this year Modern Warfare 2 is probably going to be the Call of Duty that's actually worth $70. I think Activision is now going forward, for sure it's going to be $70. But I think this one has so many innovative and more modes. It's definitely worth the money. There's a new mode that I'm interested in. It's called where do I have it in my notes? It's called Invasion. It's like 32 player teams face off against each other in a death match, along with numerous AI combatants. So not only will you have to, right? So not only will you have to fight against humans, but you will have to fight against the computer as well, which kind of mixes it up a little bit, which I think is pretty cool. DMZ also, Marv, I think you said you like that whole idea too. DMZ is going to task players with entering the battlefield and then extracting things, whatever gear they can or whatever, and so that'll be interesting. A similar mode reminds me of what they have on Battlefield 2042, where you team up on teams on Battlefield 2042 and you have to go extract these data cards on a map, and sometimes you have other teams fighting for the data cards, and you have to extract out of there. So something like that. There's another mode called Raids that they didn't really go into detail with, but
I think that is DMZ.
Well, no, this is a whole different mode. So this is a whole new mode. It is literally called Raids, but they said they would talk about it another time. So there's another mode called Spec Ops mode. So it's, again, I think we've had that already though,
we know what Spec Ops is.
Right. So yeah, man, I just think there's so many new things here, new things to do, new things to play, and I just think it's going to give you more money. Like I said, more bang for the buck. I just think that's interesting, man. I just think that's pretty cool. I'm excited. I don't, like I said, I will say, EJ, I'm not saying that the graphics are bad. I think Call of Duty's great, but my thing is, we have the Xbox Series X. We have the people have the PlayStation 5. I just want to see, that technology being used, that hardware we have used, and so I would love to see, people up the graphics. But I understand for games like this, it's not going to be the focus. I will say that I cannot confirm this, but if because this happened a few days ago, but if I believe I did hear them say that you can matchmake with console to consoles, instead of having to do consoles and PCs. So
we'll see.
Record that. I need you to record that because I need to hear him say.
We'll see.
So we were fine on Warzone when Warzone first came out, when it was just Xbox, PS5.
That ain't gonna happen.
Brought the PC people in, man. As soon as they brought PC in, whole shit changed. All of it.
Right. So I believe they said that. I probably have to go back through my Twitch just to go double check, but I believe they did say that, and because I think I reacted to that for sure with happiness. So and, they're gonna have their anti-cheat system, the Ricochet back day one. We know that shit ain't gonna work because it didn't work the first time when it got launched the first time. I think it did reduce some of the cheating, but as long as you have, again, like I always say this, our good friend Riley always tried to defend PC because he jumped over to PC. I'm sorry. There's cheating on consoles, but it is very, very limited. It is very, very limited to the scale that PC cheaters, they have their own software to cheat. We've seen it. We've seen it done against us. We've watched it on other people in YouTube videos and Twitch. So Activision even had to sue one of the companies for making cheating software.
Right. Like it's a mess, and that's the reason why I'm just like, I'm good on Warzone. Like I'm like, if y'all gonna be doing that, I'm not paying my money for that. Like, what's the point? And all for y'all just to seem like y'all better. Like, and then it's crazy. There's no incentive for people actually being good. That's a wild thing about it. I remember back in the day, you had at least a KD ratio. Now you don't get nothing. I can just buy my way in being good. I can get all the weapons as cheaters. I can do this just like the cheaters. Like, it doesn't really matter. People are cheating in competitive sports now when it comes to competitive gaming. So it's just like, dude, all this is a sham, bro. So it's just kind of like, if I'm going to be coming into this, I'm coming into this as a casual player. Like all this other nonsense and these microtransactions that they about to get everybody on because people want to show, to see if they got a bigger dick than the next dude. Like I don't care. Like really don't.
I feel attacked.
I
I
just
feel
care
attacked
about. I
right
just
now.
care about. I just care about
Yeah.
gameplay. Making a solid game is something that actually is going to last and transcend the years. Versus folks being like, I gotta play Call of Duty because this is just the only COD out. That's really what it's been for like the past 2 years. It's like we gotta play this because there is nothing else. And it's
Well,
like, why? I don't want the franchise to be reduced
Try
to
to
this.
get
If
y'all
it's
on
gonna be that way,
Battlefield.
then it's like, okay, well, Battlefield's broken. So
Battlefield trash. Shit.
Battlefield has gotten better. It was broken at
Battlefield is
launch.
broken.
Y'all have not played it. I play it. I'm sorry. Battlefield has gotten better.
Jay,
broken.
that
They've even
window
come out
has
with an
closed.
update.
It's broken.
That
It is a
window
broken
has
game.
closed, Jay.
It's a
They had
broken game, and
window.
not only that, they're not even supporting it anymore.
No,
They're
that's
moving on.
that's not true. That is not true. They just put out an update for it, and they're going to be continuing throughout the year to support it. They just
It's
put out a
done.
recent thing. So look, I'm just saying. Look. Hey, look, y'all. You don't gotta like it, but let's not say that they ain't got nothing else out there because they do. You guys just don't want to try it. So I'm just saying.
Like I said, there's windows for games, and their window has officially closed. So Call of Duty is here now. That shit is over with. They had a chance to step in and take some players and get us involved, and they came out of the gate, and that shit was sorry, and it was messed up, and everybody was complaining about it except for Jay, but everybody else is complaining about it. So
Right.
their window is officially closed. It's on the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. So maybe they put out Battlefield 20 something, whatever they put out the next one. We'll try that one. But for right now,
They got that one.
last
We
month,
good.
Yeah, they're good on that. Yep.
Anyway,
I will say this. I want to mention it. This was funny. I was watching a video on YouTube about PlayStation complaining about the Microsoft Activision deal, et cetera, et cetera. And then you know how YouTube has the ads, like they have the targeted ads for you or whatever. So it was talking about how they all the issues going on with Microsoft's deal, and then the ad came, and it was the exclusively to Sony Call of Duty Modern Warfare skin, and I was like, bro, how y'all gonna sit up here and criticize Xbox with this Activision deal? The first thing I see is only for PlayStation. If you subscribe or if you buy the game today, you get this Shinobi skin, something. And I was just like, bro, see what's going on here, man. So I thought that was hilarious. So
just to deviate quickly on that, I think the Sony, there's a quote that the Sony boss, the president or CEO, was actually happy with the investigation going on with the taking over of Activision by Xbox. The PlayStation boss said he was happy with the investigation and what was going on. I don't know if that means that they found some issues with the deal or what, but as far as I'm concerned, and as far as what I know, this is a done deal. So they're just doing this. They're just doing it just to make sure all P's and Q's are in place, and doing it because this is just the stuff that you got to go through when you acquire big giant companies like this. But as far as I'm concerned, Xbox will be the owners of Activision, and sorry PlayStation, but Street Fighter 5 won't be on Xbox, I believe. So I mean, Street Fighter 6 won't be on the Xbox. So I'm just saying.
I was just about to say the same thing. Yeah, go ahead, Mark.
Is Street Fighter gonna be on Xbox?
I don't believe it is.
No.
That's a big hit because the Street Fighter looks awesome. But
it does.
It does.
You can make your own characters, bro. That's insane. Okay, that's enough. That's enough to basically basically be like, all right, Sony, you got that one. One thing I will say is and then my thing is also.
I'm sorry, I'm wrong. Sorry, it will be coming out for Xbox Series X in 2023.
Yeah, I'm about to be like, we got that, but so far it's exclusive content for Xbox, so we still got to step it up. Like, I love Xbox, but they lacking. And if you really want to keep it a bean, Sony kind of lacking too. But God of War pretty much is gonna be. If God of War flops, it's a wrap, bro. It's a wrap. And then if you really want to keep it a stack, Nintendo's still killing everybody. So it is what it is, bro.
The words God of War and flop aren't even going to be in the same sentence ever.
Everybody, they said the same thing about Cyberpunk, bro. So we'll see.
This is totally different game.
This is different.
This is totally different. Them games don't even go in the same realm. It's totally different. God of War is an established thing that's already there. But what you were saying, Jay, about I'm trying to think what you were just talking about.
Sony boss talking about this whole
Well, no, just for the exclusives, like I don't understand how they complain about. I understand that Call of Duty is a big franchise, and obviously they have people who play PlayStation and Xbox, etc. They play it, but it's like there's so many games that, as an Xbox fan over the years, that I couldn't play until I got a PS5. Like Ghost of Tsushima, Last of Us, Spider Man, like all these games that they come out with that we want to play. And it's never like Microsoft people being like, you know what, there's an issue with this. But I mean, we've said that, but it's not like it's you know what I'm saying? So what? Would they get Call of Duty? I mean, it's cool. They're gonna let y'all play, you know, certain stuff. It ain't gonna be everything, but we're gonna let y'all play some stuff. So
right,
you know,
right.
I mean, the first big game that we've had that they haven't had will be Starfield. That'll be the first big Xbox game that comes out that they won't have. So
right. Yeah, but we gonna see because they gotta execute that well. Also, but you know, who knows? All I know is in the end, if we talking about the game titles and consoles in general, man, dude, Nintendo's still killing niggas. So
I mean,
Nintendo
let's not
charges you $75 for a game that came out 12 years ago. So I don't want to hear that no more. I went and tried to buy a game the other day on the system. You're here talking about $69.99. Bro, that game came out when I was like 26 years old. I'm not buying
ports,
that
bro.
game for you for that price.
It's ports.
When Xbox games come out, I can get that game for $30 in a month. No, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. The new Pokemon look hard. Them niggas dropping like 4 ports of games that never released in the US and they remade them joints. There's a Final Fantasy Tactics 2. I'm not gonna hold you, bro. Not gonna hold you. Not gonna hold you, bro. Nintendo kind of sitting over here in the cut like you niggas is true. And here's another thing and how I know this is true, bro. I just looked up a stat the other day. I think you even put that in the IG, bro. Splatoon 3 is the most downloaded game in Japanese history, my nigga.
Tomb Raider what? Tomb Raider 3?
Splatoon 3 is the most bought game of all time, bro, in Japan. That's a huge deal, bro. Of all time? That's more than Super Mario Bros, bro.
Well, okay. Well, let me say this, Marv. Let me say I'm a professional at this situation here. So here's the thing. That means nothing to me because we also got to understand that in Japan, Japanese gamers favor Japanese titles and Japanese consoles. So that's one of the reasons why Xbox has never really sold well. I think the Xbox Series X, the Xbox Series.
Well. Yep.
Yeah, actually, for the first time, actually sold pretty well in Japan because Japan players stick with their Japanese-based consoles and titles, meaning the PlayStation and Nintendo. Also, Nintendo, let's not forget, Nintendo is the cheapest console right now. It's the cheapest console to buy, and it is also the cheapest console to buy from secondhand purchases. I know this personally. So, just saying.
And they low key, bro.
Yeah, I'm just saying. But here's the problem I have. Here's the problem I think Nintendo has. The problem Nintendo has why they have a large assortment of games, especially exclusives that we'll probably never see on other consoles. The problem is that their hardware is just too out freaking dated.
Yes, sir.
And
so that's even more alarming that they have an quote unquote outdated hardware, but yet they have more and across the board better games. That doesn't make any sense, bro.
But wait.
Both consoles that we own, that we love, the games that we like, dog.
They have good games that we can't get.
Yeah, let's not.
Big games are better, but
it's not. Yeah, let's not say better games. I think the argument is definitely lost when we say better games. But I will say they have a large assortment of games. I think you also got to understand too is that the Nintendo Switch is catered to a family and younger audience. So yes, the Nintendo is always pretty much going to outsell when you have a grandma or a mom taking their kids in a GameStop buying them the Nintendo Switch over an Xbox. So I'm just saying, it is those consoles. My mom asked me to buy her a Nintendo Switch. She didn't ask for no PlayStation. She asked for no PlayStation. She didn't ask for no Xbox. She wanted a Nintendo Switch so she could play Farming Simulator game. She wanted to play Harvest Moon. So we got to think about. We got to think about the game. We got to think about the games and the new. So because there's a lot of nuance in this argument. So I'm just saying, Xbox. I think it is a fact that Xbox and PlayStation are more usually for the more hardcore gamers, casual and hardcore gamers. And Nintendo, and here's the thing, Nintendo. This is an old argument. Nintendo knew what they were doing when they started making all these kiddie games, all these exercise games, all these family party games, because they knew their audience. They knew they were not going to be able to compete with the hardcore crowd. So they made a console that catered to a younger and family audience. And guess what? That sells. That sells. So when a family is going into Walmart, Target, GameStop, or whatever, looking for a suitable eat for everyone game for their kid, it's going to be a Nintendo game the majority of the time. It just is. So, that's the facts of the land.
I have certain titles on Switch and Nintendo games that I will play. I will play Pokemon games. I will play Mario games. I'll probably play that Zelda game when it comes out. That the sequel to was it Breath of the Wild is getting ready to come out.
Yeah, Tears of the Wind or something like that.
Yeah, whatever that is. I'll play the Mario Party and the Marvel Ultimate Alliance games that don't come on. Well, I think that actually does come on one of the other systems. But for the most part, man, I mean, it doesn't come on any other system?
No, that Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 is a Switch exclusive.
Okay, well, I have that, so I've been playing that. I think it's pretty good. But for the most part, man, for someone who plays action RPGs and stuff like that, or shooters like Call of Duty, I mean, they don't provide that. So I have a Switch, but compared to how much I use my Xbox or PS5, the Switch is definitely in last place. So it's only used specifically when something comes out that I haven't played in a while that I want to go back to, or nostalgia for games that I want to play that I haven't played in a minute. So nothing against Switch. Like I said, I bought one with my money, so it ain't like I got a vendetta against Nintendo. But I ain't gonna sit here and say that they make better games, because they really don't. So they make stuff that's to a wider variety of an audience. So
exactly,
that's cool. That's cool though. Like, it ain't no rich.
Yeah, Nintendo is the home of niche titles, and unless it's a classic, a video game classic in the classic franchise, like you said, Mario, Zelda, Pokemon, if it's not in those classic titles, usually the other games are usually niche titles. So, and which is fine, because there's an audience for it, and there's an audience for it. It's not, they're not usually super popular.
Yeah.
So.
One thing, TJ, I wanted to touch on. I know this is for me and you, and Marv doesn't play this, but did you hear about the DLC for Resident Evil Village? Did you hear about that?
I did see that. I actually looked over that before the Switch started. Before the live started. Yeah, it looks like Ethan's daughter is going to be taking a main role in the DLC, apparently.
She's the main playable character, and she's working with Chris Redfield from what I've read. And also today I heard that apparently this is going to close the Winters family saga of Resident Evil. So whatever happens in this DLC, I guess, is going to bring to a conclusion, let you know what's happening with Ethan, because apparently some people think Ethan is still alive. So yeah, this is going to close up their saga, and then whatever the next Resident Evil game is going to either go back to classic characters that we haven't seen in Resident Evil in a while, or another set of characters. So yeah.
Okay, well, we're probably going to be leaning on you or Marv to talk about that, because I won't be playing it until we get back to a more third person view game. I did see they showed a little bit more of the Resident Evil 4 remake, just not too much, but a little bit of it, so I might definitely be getting that one for sure. But yeah, so this
DLC is she's outside for a large part of the time, so I'm guessing you can play it. They'll still be in the mansion somewhat. So
still, I won't bet on it. I won't even waste my time.
Jay, what do you think about the God of War story trailer that just dropped this week?
Oh my! 5 out of 5 trailer for number 1. Oh man, that trailer. That trailer was amazing. I'm really excited. I am really excited for that game. It looks good. Guess who's playing the voice of Thor? You guys will never think who's playing the voice of Thor. You remember the guy that played Bertier in Remember the Titans?
What?
Yes. The dude that's playing Bertier in Remember the Titans, Jerry Bertier, or Gary Bertier, whatever his name was, he is the voice of Thor in Thor Ragnarok. I was like, wow. And the crazy thing is, I did a rewatch of Remember the Titans recently. I was like, I said, what happened to this guy? I know Wood Harris. Wood Harris has been busy. Yeah,
right.
But the guy that played Bertier, like, I wonder what happened to him. I haven't seen him in anything. Actually, well, he's been in a couple of stuff. He's just really unrecognizable now. He's like, he has this little rocker look now. Got a whole big ass beard and shit, tattoos. He looks definitely different from Bertier, the Bertier from 1940. But then I was looking up his IMDb, and he's voicing Thor, and I was like, oh shit, wow.
That's wild to come across that. That's wild as hell.
Right. So, but yeah, I'm excited. The game looks good, man. It looks good. I just don't. I'm ready to play it. Marv, you have a big battle ahead of yourself, because what we've seen, I'm telling you now,
Game of the year.
It's Game of the year.
We gonna see, bro.
Gotta tell you, bro.
We gonna see. We gonna see, bro.
Just saying.
We gonna see.
Hey, all 9 realms of Primal. Time, Jay. Yeah. Hey. And it's supposed to be longer because apparently this is gonna finish up the Norse saga, God of War, right?
Yep.
So, Hey, bro, they bring out all the stops, man. No,
yep.
I looked at the trailer. I said, "Game of the year, all the time." Hey.
Yep. I'll be ready. I'll have my PlayStation 5 by then. I'll be ready.
Okay.
All right.
So it'll be a nice introduction to the PlayStation 5. I'm playing. It started off with God of War. So
one thing too, I want to ask you about. You had mentioned like Xbox is getting a new UI, right?
Yes, we are.
Is it going to be native 4K like PlayStation's UI? Because their UI is beautiful. I got to give them credit on that. Like, it looks sharp, it's crystal clear, and every time I switch back to my Xbox, it just looks blurry. When I look at my UI.
I do not know as of now, because right now the official UI will be launched in 2023. Right now, the UI that we're getting, the new UI, is only going to be available for people that's part of the Xbox Insider. So if you're not an Xbox Insider, you're just getting like the beta version of it. But who knows? By the official launch of it, it may be. But they haven't really said anything yet. So it's still too early to have for those details. But it could be, could not be. Who knows?
Gotcha. It just seems so simple to me. Like, I don't understand why that's so hard.
Yeah, I will say the biggest thing that we did get though is the Discord feature, which I don't even think PlayStation has. The Discord feature is great because we can literally, like right now, we're recording this in Discord. We can literally transfer our whole Discord to a Xbox Live party and talk through Discord, but through Xbox Live party, and I think that's freaking cool. I really do.
Yep. Yeah.
So yeah, if anyone's having like mic problems or issues with the Xbox, or you're suspended like me, you can talk through Discord.
Hey, bro.
God, man.
Hey, got some snitches out here. That's all I'm saying. Some snitches. Right. So hey, just to let y'all know, don't call people dickheads, because you will get suspended.
Exactly.
On Xbox.
Mute everybody.
Wow. That is wild.
Oh man. So, but yeah. So those are great features. I don't know if PlayStation has. I don't know if they updated their stuff recently, but yeah, we'll see.
They good for the next 10 years. It's beautiful. So, but all right, fellas, I think that's it.
Hey, man.
Yeah. We appreciate your opportunity, and thanks for listening as always. And stay tuned. We got more to come this year. So we'll catch y'all later.
Peace. Feel free to follow us on all social media platforms. Catch us over on Spotify at The Shoe Program. and any other DSPs that you prefer to listen to podcasts on. Also follow us over on Instagram at The Shoe Program. Follow us on Twitter at SHU_program. And also tap in with us, man. Ask any questions. Feel free to follow, DM us, reach out. If you like anything, follow us on YouTube. Please let us know, man. We really, really appreciate you all listening. We appreciate you all's feedback and tapping in with us content-wise, man. We would love to get to know you and figure out who's listening to us and what you all would like to see, and just for showing us consistent love week after week. Thank you all so much.